Probably music you're not used to from the Asylum. Welcome back. It's a bit of a test. The Big Talker and the Asylum, specifically, have changed locations from where we produce this material. And today is the first day of doing so, and I can't say that I'm underprepared for what's happening, but yeah, I don't quite have everything in place. But I'm working on it. I mean, we're a heck of a lot closer than we were an hour ago. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, about the top of the hour, about an hour late. But at least you weren't completely alone. Let's see, I think I can do this now. Yep, chat is open. Telephone works. Yeah, it's a new location. We're patching it together and making it work, making it happen, as it were. And pretty proud of that. The new location allows for, well, really cool things. If you're watching on the screen, you can see some video happening, right? I got some cameras in the studio. I have a studio now. And in that studio, I can have 3 different guests. Isn't that awesome? And if I do this right, I can actually make it look like we're a real TV show. A real studio. And then I can also have, right now I'm using it to play music, right? Because that's copyright-free music from my friend White Bat Audio. And, oh yeah, I'm pretty excited. We got a lot happening here. And of course, since nobody's here, whoops, not you, you. Much better. There we go. See, I can do solo scene. Yep, and even works with the iPad, making sure. Testing everything here so that when I have guests, it'll be actually interesting, because when I go to a guest, I can pull out their little font thing. Yeah, that's going to be Bill on Monday, I promise. And, yeah, I'm pretty stoked, man. I am actually pretty stoked about what's happening. Bringing in new clients, more podcasts, more vloggers. I don't know how to pronounce it. Y'all kids with your 21st century technology stuff. Back then, we had bubble gum and a stick, and we liked it. Well, we didn't really have a choice, did we? So I'm going to be doing some more work here so that I can actually do stuff that's kind of cool for what we need to do. I'm not exactly sure how. I have to run one really long snake. It's going to be at least 40 feet. But it'll be cool, mate. It'll be cool. That way I can do exactly what I want, when I want, where. Otherwise, I'm going to need another player to create an op reel. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to pretend that I have an op reel right now, only because I need to go through all of this testing. And when I come back, I will do, you know what I should do is just make that one of these. Yeah, see, that's how that goes. Then you do this and that. And since that's the one that's loaded, right on. Then I can do this. All right, that was the first part of the test, and I'm so excited. I need to go get rid of this coffee, so don't go nowhere. The Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad. We'll be right back after these. Come on, iPad. There we go. Be right back after all this. I hope y'all were enjoying that. Again, today is a lot of testing. And a lot of good music that you haven't heard before. Soon that'll be replaced by other stuff. So if I went there, that would be one thing. But if I went to my cameras, there we go. Now, if you'd like to be a guest on the show and be featured in person, talking about issues of the day or anything of that nature, we can accommodate a group of people. And you can even have a remote guest. Whoops, not you. That's you. So imagine that as your remote guest, right? Somebody in Chicago or Los Angeles or whatever. We can handle. Right now, one of those, I could probably trick the machine into doing two. Might take a little bit, but I'm working on it. But to have people in the studio that you can talk with, whoops, and then have, the ability to put their font, let you know who they are, why we care, what they're up to, and whatever it is we're talking about. It's pretty handsome, I think. I like it. Yep, man, it's all iPad driven. Just got to keep the batteries charged. Now I can move on to something more traditional while the other experiments are running. Still have some other things to fix, to deal with, to process. You should take security seriously. Damn. Thief leaves cruel note after stealing college student's laptop. Damn. They need to find this guy or gal. Women can be thieves too. And throw the book at them. If they said something about times being tough, I'd actually have some sympathy. But kicking them when you know they're going to be down is a little much. Yeah, this sounds like a real hominis Americanus. I mean, if you're going to be a thief and a jerkwad, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. A young woman has been left devastated after her laptop was stolen, with the thieves leaving a cruel note behind. Oh, man. A young woman has been left devastated after her laptop was stolen, with the thieves leaving a cruel note behind. Sorry, you should take security seriously. Blame the council and get a refund for your laptops, the note read. The thief ended the note with a seemingly sarcastic "Sorry" and a sad face. Rachel, an after-school worker from Seaforth Community Center in North Sydney, described the note as really vindictive. Quote, "It's like, I'm going to steal your laptop and I'm going to rub it in your face that it's gone," she said. The note is written in pink pen. I mean, what a jerk. She described herself as a broke university student and is now faced with having to pay thousands of dollars to get a new computer and losing all her work just before her final year of studies. "I'm broke. I'm a uni student. I'm still studying," she said. "I don't have enough money to get a new one. I only got it a couple of months ago, and I literally haven't even paid it off yet. I literally live off that. My whole life is on that laptop." Her colleagues have set up a GoFundMe to help raise money for a replacement, given the laptop would not be covered by insurance. She says the laptop was left in a locked office overnight and has no idea how the space that she believed was secure. That sentence made no sense. The police have taken the pen and paper used to write the note and will look for finding fingerprints if possible. However, the young woman says she won't take the matter further if the thief returns the laptop after posting about it online. especially if it's a high school or primary school kid that's just bored and breaking into shit for the sake of it. I'm hoping that if a parent sees this post, they'll come home. You didn't spell that right. And see a laptop that's not theirs, and be like, I know where that's from. Boy, that was rough. I don't really care who has taken it. I just need it back. Even if they call me on a private number and arrange to drop it off at a certain time. Concerned community members responded to her post offering advice that she should get a new laptop through the council's insurance. However, as it was her personal laptop, she has been told that it won't apply. Double whammy. Oh, that's what that was. Okay. Oh, as long as we're on the subject of thieves, that was in Sydney. Here we are in, I think, Ohio. Thief steals baby Jesus, opens new front in war on Christmas. This has got to be good. Smoking gun, no author. A Grinch ransacked a nativity scene, stealing a baby Jesus figurine and other religious items, which were replaced with a tombstone shaped Halloween decoration with the word RIP written on the front, according to Ohio cops. Holy cow! A resident of South Euclid, a Cleveland suburb, contacted police Friday night to report that a thief had targeted the nativity scene in his front yard. Along with stealing the baby Jesus, the perp swiped cow, donkey, and lamb figurines. Oh my gosh. This guy's just like, whoa, a little heavy. Victim John Carlo, 39, told cops he found the RIP tombstone where the figurines had been. Police are investigating the December 2nd crochet incursion. Oh my God, that's. Oh. Look, whether you believe, whether you don't believe is irrelevant. You, it's. That's pretty brutal, man. I mean, I would have probably done it when I was 10 or 12. I mean, my whole view on Christmas is probably not the majority group think. Let me just put it that way. But that's taking it a little far. Oh, man. All right. Here we are in Germany. One more and I take a break before I have to do like real work, do the rest of the show, and then do some real work, which, you do what you can with what you got. All right. Berlin. I don't have an author. It's coming out of AP News, Associated Press. German police seek help in solving Whoa. All right. Take two. German police seek help in solving bull sperm heist. In Berlin, police in Western Germany are appealing for help in cracking a potentially very cold case. Authorities say about 60 containers of bull sperm were stolen from a farm in the town of Ulfen, 90 kilometers, which for us white people is 56 miles, northeast of Cologne, Cologne. Late Monday or early Tuesday, police said in a statement Wednesday that while it's unclear how the rustle happened, the precious cargo needs to be supercooled with liquid nitrogen at minus 196 Celsius, which for us white people is minus 320 Fahrenheit, so it isn't spoiled like produce. That's just weird. They are seeking tips from the public that might lead to the recovery of the sperm, which was intended for artificial insemination. Okay. Somebody is stealing shit just for fun. You know, That's what are you gonna do? 60 containers of bull sperm. Now I don't know how big the containers are. I don't know if it's a gallon or a quart or a liter. I have no idea, but 60 containers no matter what. Um, there's not a lot of things you can do with that. Right, stealing gold coins, that made sense. I mean, it ruins history. It just absolutely devastates an entire chapter of our history. But that one made sense. You melt it down, make gold bars, put a little fake stamp on it, take it to your local bank and say, "Hey, what's this worth?" But stealing 60 containers of bull sperm is just uncalled for. All right, one more, and I run some more wire while you listen to ads and news. Scientists just discovered that ants make milk. I cannot make this up. Adults and larvae consume a nutrient rich fluid released by pupae. What? Okay, scientists have take three. Scientists have observed ants feasting on a nutrient rich substance released by other ants. Pupae ants in the last stage of ant metamorphosis before they become adults secrete the liquid. Both adult ants and ant larvae consume it, and this exchange appears vital for survival. We identified a mechanism that unites the colony, binding ants across developmental stages, adults, larvae, and pupae, into a coherent entity, the superorganism. Orly Sneer, first author of the study and a biologist at the Rockefeller University, tells Nature News' Miriam Nadef. It's a really neat study because it is identifying a new type of social transfer that no one had even really noticed before. Adria Leboeuf, who studies fluid exchange between ants at the University of Freiburg in Switzerland, did not contribute to the study, tells the scientist's Vivian Callier. The findings were published November 30 in the journal Nature. Sneer? I'm not from there. First noticed the substance when she isolated clonal raider ant pupae from their colony to study them, writes the New York Times' Joshua Sokol. The pupae produced so much liquid that they drowned in it. To find out if pupae still made the substance around other ants, and if they did, what happened to it, Sneer injected pupae with a blue dye and returned them to their colony, per National Geographic's Tim Verneman. Within 24 hours, the scientists could see the dye staining the guts of both the adult ants and larvae, suggesting the other ants were consuming the liquid. The researchers also observed ants seemingly placing larvae on the pupae so they could feed, per the Times. Wow, piggyback ride. The scientists analyzed the liquid and found it contained proteins, amino acids, sugars, and vitamins, according to Nature News. They also found that without the liquid, larvae had stunted growth and lower survival rates. So the liquid seems to function as a milk of sorts, providing essential nutrients to developing ants. Scientists aren't sure if the adults benefit directly from consuming the milk, per the Times, but it does help the pupae. If the milk wasn't consumed, the pupae died from fungal infections. After studying clonal raider ants, the researchers also examined some other ant species found in Central Park in New York City, per the scientist. They found that pupae produced milk that other ants consumed in species from each of the 5 biggest ant subfamilies. Oh, wow. So it's across the ant branch. The fact that this behavior is seen across subfamilies suggests that it can be found in many ant species. Study co-author Daniel Cronauer, who studies ants at the Rockefeller University, tells National Geographic. This pupal milk could also possibly be part of the reason why ants have evolved to become such socially codependent insects, per the Times. This fluid may have aided the evolution of the ant's cooperative brood care as it incentivized adults to care for the young, LaBeouf says to National Geographic. The researchers now want to look at how the researchers now want to look at how the milk might shape adult and larvae behavior and physiology, per Nature News. I think we'll see a lot more studies building off what was discovered here, Adrian Smith, a biologist at North Carolina State University who was not involved in the study, tells the Times. So it's of interest to a whole lot of people, and it is pretty fascinating because now we have something of a subcategory by which we can classify the ants, whether they produce milk in the pupal stage or not. That's pretty fascinating, but I'm one of those nerds that's, anything like that is pretty cool. All right, as promised, we're trying to get back on schedule. This test is still a test, but, we're doing what we can. I got pretty good timing there. I'm feeling pretty good about that. All right, so only because I don't have everything fully programmed, it's another of the same break that's upside down, but it gives me a minute to plug in some more stuff. And we'll be right back after all that. So don't go nowhere. The Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad. We'll be right back after all this. Let's see if I can't figure out what went wrong. We should be in a completely different space. I don't know why it jumped ahead. That's really weird. It should not have. But it done did. Yeah, you were supposed to wait for me, dog. I don't know what happened. Huh. It just fired anyway. Oh well. Hope you guys don't mind. Again, these are some tests. So far we haven't dropped any frames. That's a good sign. Right? Because live streaming is important. The chat is still open. Of course, I got to find a way to hear the phone. It's a little cramped with what what I have to work with here. But it all seems to be doing its thing. All right. Shall we continue with Hominis Americanus? I think we shall. All right. What do we got here? Huh. All right. Well, just for fun, this is coming out of M Live. I don't know what that is. Michigan. Do I have an author for this story? Matt Durr. Traverse City, Michigan. Man dressed as the Grinch assaults man in reindeer costume at company Christmas party. Got a little out of little too much in character, it seems. Traverse City police were needed to break up a fight Friday night between two 30-year-old men dressed as Christmas characters who were attending a work-related holiday party. According to Up North Live, one of the 30-year-old men who was dressed as the Grinch was arrested for allegedly assaulting the other man who was dressed as a reindeer. Police were called to the Hotel Indigo Friday night and discovered the man dressed as a reindeer defending himself from the Grinch as the Grinch was punching him. Police believe the incident was fueled by alcohol consumption and not the size of either man's heart. They're just going to roll that one as hard as they can, can't they? Or aren't they? I don't know. Maybe. Still, alcohol. Do we have a time? They just say Friday night, but I'm guessing, sometime after midnight. Friday night it just says Friday night. Friday night. Having a fight on Friday night. Friday night's all right for fighting. Oh, here we are in the nation of free speech. This is absolutely ludicrous, I think. Sorry if you're not going to let me. All right, then I'll do it this way. And I will get it from somewhere else. Watch me. Oh, come on. Come on now. Come on. Proposed Texas bill seeks to ban all kids from social media. This one is written by Zachary Rogers, who does not require me to log in and create an account. And I appreciate that coming out of CBS Austin. Houston. A Texas state representative is proposing legislation that would ban everyone under the age of 18 from being allowed on social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Texas Republican Jared Patterson introduced HB 896, which would require social media users to prove they are an adult before creating an account. To quote the bill, HB 896 would prohibit minors from obtaining social media accounts in Texas, a release from Patterson office says. Specifically, this legislation seeks to limit social media usage to profile accounts 18 and older, requires profiles to utilize photo identification as a means of age verification, allows parents the opportunity to request account removal of their child, and grants enforcement of deceptive trade practices to the Office of the Attorney General if violated. Patterson's release cites rising rates of self-harm and suicide among minors as a reason the bill is needed. Those rates were declining until 2008 when social media began increasing popularity, when social media began gaining increasing popularity and have risen dramatically ever since, according to the release. Quote, social media is the pre-1964 cigarette. The hell? Once thought to be perfectly safe for users, social media access to minors has led to remarkable rises in self-harm, suicide, and mental health issues, Patterson said. The Texas legislation must act this session to protect children because thus far the social media platforms have failed to do so. HB 896 is a solution to this crisis. Oi. According to the release, there was an 18.8% annual increase in self-harm for girls ages 10 to 14 from the years 2009 to 2015 in the United States. Over a similar period of time, the rate of suicides in American children aged 10 to 17 and young U.S. adults aged 18 to 24 shot up 47.1%, the release adds. Texas Poison Control Center reported an increase of 48.4% in suspected suicide calls for 13 to 19-year-olds from 2004 to 2018, Patterson release states. The CEO of the Texas Public Policy Foundation, Greg Sindelar, called social media platforms addictive and said his foundation was grateful to Patterson for leading the charge with the proposed legislation. The harms social media poses to minors are demonstrable, not just in the internal research from the very social media companies that create these addictive products, but in the skyrocketing depression, anxiety, and even suicide rates that are seeing afflict children, Greg said, according to Patterson's release. American law already dictates that children under the age of 13 have to be treated with care by website operators. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act imposes certain requirements on operations of websites or online services directed to children under 13 years of age, and on operators of other websites or online services that have actual knowledge that they are collecting personal information online from a child under 13 years of age, according to the FTC. Facebook and Instagram require users to be over the age of 13 before creating an account, but the platforms don't authenticate or police that policy unless other users report accounts for being underage. Both TikTok and Twitter also require users to be 13 or older to create accounts, but again, those platforms don't actively enforce that age restriction by themselves. In 2018, CNN Health reported that the average age that most kids create their own social media accounts is 12.6 years old. You serve alcohol at 20 in a day. So, nitpicky. Somewhere you got to split a hair, right? That line in the sand needs to be defined and defended. What's interesting is this article has absolutely no pushback. Absolutely no pushback. Well, this isn't Florida, but this works. Why not? Okay, I can find this somewhere else. Hopefully, I get it from Smoking Gun. Giatti Man out of Yahoo News. I'll take it here. A topless bar unlawfully fired strippers after they complained about unsafe working condition, the labor board finds. Oh man, strippers when they get together are a force to reckon with. A topless bar in North Hollywood violated labor laws after firing 3 strippers and stopping 15 others from working there, according to the National Labor Relations Board. The strippers have a rep on it. Yeah, okay. The decision to issue a complaint by the board's regional office in Los Angeles made on Tuesday was first reported by the Los Angeles Times. A group of the strippers were blocked from working at the Star Garden in February and have since been staging regular demonstrations outside the venue. The group filed a complaint with the Occupational Safety and Health Administration after they were fired or shut out in February. They claimed that the Star Garden committed 30 breaches of OSHA regulations that, quote, protect workers' rights to safe and healthy workplaces. You're in a strip club. How safe do you expect it? How healthy do you anyway? They claimed they had to work in unsafe conditions due to rat infestations, broken glass on the floor, cockroaches, rusty nails on stage, and bed bugs on furniture, the New York Post reported. Well, a profitable crack house. Caleb Blado, a spokesperson for the NLRB, told the LA Times that the Star Garden unlawfully retaliated against the dancers because they raised concerns about their health and safety. The labor board has asked the business to reimburse the dancers for damages and will ask an administrative law judge to order their reinstatement at a hearing next year, the newspaper reported. The women, plural, I'm getting better at this, submitted a petition in March calling for the Star Garden to treat them with basic dignity and humanity. They also demanded it put in place safety measures such as preventing customers from filming them and staying after closing time, the petition said. They then launched a retrospective bid. Man, why such hard words? I'm still working on my coffee. Launched a retrospective bid to unionize and join the Actors Equity Association in August. Their efforts to unionize have been held back because the bar's owners say not all of the dancers were not employees, according to the. You got to pick one or the other. Either say not all of the dancers were employees, or say all of the dancers. Yeah, one of those is wrong. The NLRB Labor Board said Star Garden's legal representative Vahek Kojayan did not immediately respond to requests for comments from Insider. Well, look, see, that's my argument for, or at least part of my argument. I would, look, develop a marketing skill. You're not supposed to, you can't strip forever. I mean, they're going to put you at like 3 in the afternoon, right? You're not going to be their breadwinner. Um, and it'll be interesting to see if they, claim some sort of sexism. That was, which is how they got Ron Jeremy in prison. There was, man, that was rude. I mean, everybody knew what they were in for. Everybody knew what was going on. There were no secrets. Being sexually assaulted, you were paid. Shut the hell up. I think whatever's going on in Florida has infected California. Zoe Satile. I'm not going to get it, but Zoe Satile? Los Angeles County grants girl license to own a unicorn if she can find one. This is the participation trophy story of the day, all right? The Los Angeles County Department of Animal Care and Control has issued its first ever unicorn license. Madeline, a local 6-year-old, wrote a letter to the department requesting official approval for her to own a unicorn if she could find one. In a handwritten letter posted to the department's Facebook page, she wrote, "Dear LA County, I would like your approval if I can have a unicorn in my backyard. If I can find one, please send me a letter in response." The department lauded Madeline's commitment to responsible pet ownership in the Facebook post. That is adorable. It is always rewarding to hear from young people who thoughtfully consider the requirements of providing a loving home to animals, wrote the department, which omitted Madeline's last name. Madeline was issued a pre-approved unicorn license, which was also attached in the Facebook page. There are conditions, of course. The license letter specifies that Madeline must give her pet unicorn regular access to sunlight, moonbeams, and rainbows, that it must be fed watermelon once a week, and that its horn must be polished at least once a month with a soft cloth, and that any sparkles or glitter used on the unicorn must be non-toxic and biodegradable to ensure the unicorn's good health. And since unicorns are notoriously difficult to find in Los Angeles, the department went an extra step and sent Madeline a plush unicorn complete with a permanent unicorn license tag on its collar. I'm glad we get to do things like that. Uh, I shall leave you holiday wise this Friday morning with a story that, okay, you're really starting to upset me this morning. Okay, so it's coming out of Reddit, but um, oh, you got me again, didn't you? You got me again. I don't want to go to Reddit because that's even more of a nightmare. See, this should be all over the place. Can I get there with this one? Outkick.com. Sean Joseph. Pennsylvania man arrested for assaulting a woman with a Christmas tree. Come on, Sean. What you got for me? Christmas can be a very stressful time of year for many people. There's the stress of decorating, shopping for gifts, and getting together with the family. Sometimes those stresses are too much to manage and can boil over into arguments that can get out of control. From the sounds of it, that's exactly what happened to Pennsylvania man earlier this week when he was arrested for hitting a woman in the head with a Christmas tree. It's unknown if the two are in a relationship, but it's safe to assume they at least know each other. Now, I get bonking each other on the head with an empty Christmas wrapper roller cardboard tube thing, but 35-year-old Michael Bandy and an unnamed Okay, 35-year-old Michael Bandy and an unnamed 31-year-old woman got into an argument in a home located in the greater Pittsburgh area. The argument ended with the police showing up to the home and arresting Bandy. According to Pennsylvania State Police, Bandy is accused of assaulting the woman with a Christmas tree during the altercation. During the incident, which occurred on Tuesday night around 10:15 p.m., he's said to have struck the woman in the head with a tree. Bandy was arrested and charged with simple assault and harassment in connection to the allegation. He is being held in Butler County Prison in lieu of $10,000 bail. Okay, what if the tree just fell over? Right? He's trying to get up. He's old like me, feeble and shit, and like he grabbed for the tree and it just fell on her. Right? I mean, chillax. It's the holidays, man. It's hard to imagine a 6-foot tree was picked up and used as a weapon. See, my point. I mean, unless you're like Conan or something. The Christmas tree involved almost certainly had to have been a mini tree or some sort of decoration. But unfortunately, those details were not provided. Even if a 6-foot tree was used, the lack of any mention of injuries indicates that the woman involved is doing just fine, which is always a good thing. Anyone using a tree as a weapon might not have a good grasp on the reason for the season. He will go down as one of the most memorable arrests of the holiday season. So there is that. Yeah, legacy. I guess that's one way to look at it. Okay, everything else is still kind of working. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I think I can get back on track. Still have some more issues to work out with the system here. However, I have faith I will work them out, and we will all be rocking again. Look at that. See, I still don't have very good balance. There we go. Just a little tweak. All right. Maybe I don't trust him as much. All right. With that in mind, we will see you on Monday right here on the Asylum. Maybe even in the same location. I don't know. Still got some more testing to do. See you all soon on Monday.